And we're taking the Barry Foster Show on the road now. We're in beautiful Sebring, Florida. Beauty Fit for a Queen with the lovely Brittany Fann. And Brittany, it's been a long time since the last time we chatted.
It has, but I'm so happy to be here today. Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about how Beauty Fit for a Queen, the infrastructure, the storefront came to be.
Oh my goodness. It's been such an incredible journey. Well, first of all, I have to say Beauty Fit for a Queen just turned 10 years old.
Wow. Is that right? That's hard to believe.
Okay, so in January of 2015, the Lord put the vision on my heart. And my first assignment was in February of 2015 to go to the Highlands County pageants and to do a makeup demonstration. And I brought my Bible along because I asked, could I do a devotion with the girls? And we did. And it was on the story of Esther. And so that all goes back to the vision that God gave me. And that's why we're called Beauty Fit for a Queen, about being inspired by the true beauty of Queen Esther. And so that was 10 years ago, this February, that I stepped out on my first assignment. And then it was during the summer that we became a 501c3 nonprofit organization. And so in the very beginning, we did not have a location except for my home. And I would open up my home, one of my girls' bedrooms we made into the beauty area where I would do hair and makeup. And I had a chair with our logo. I had an apron with our logo, and the young ladies would come in and I would love on them. And I can remember telling one of the young ladies who eventually became Miss Avon Park, I said, one day God's going to provide us with a space. We're going to have a place, a beauty place. And it wasn't very long after that I was inviting her to come and see our space. And at that time, we were above the Circle Theater, and we had a third of the room. I think at that time, I probably had a table set up, and I had some Beauty Fit for a Queen makeup and my flyers, and I was beside myself when she walked through the door because I said, I told you God was going to give us a space. And I had been praying about a location because actually I had found a small office in Avon Park. But during the time that my board and we were praying through it, I can remember God taking me to the story of Esther 4:14, where he said that he moved them into the best place of the palace. And so it was almost like God was saying, stop, this isn't it. This isn't where I want you to be. And then that was before long, just a couple months after that, I found myself working for the Champion for Children Foundation. And I was actually doing rentals in the Circle Theater. And that's how we ended up with our location above the Circle Theater. And honestly, that really fast-tracked me in the nonprofit world, because during that time, when people would come in and use the venue, a lot of businesses and nonprofits, I was able to meet people in that industry that I never would have met in the short amount of time. And so God did place us in the best place in the palace for a purpose that I had no idea at the time. And so we ended up eventually renting out the entire top of that room. So we went from having 1/3 of the room to 2/3 of that particular room to the whole room. And to us, that was the palace. I mean, it was incredible. And we were up there for several years. And right after COVID is when the Lord used someone to really encourage me and to share what was next for our ministry. And I said, we're growing, and I can see us having a larger place on the Circle. And he used that particular lady to almost make me say it out loud. And she came on and really encouraged me, and we prayed and we asked God to show us. And that's how we landed at our location on the Sebring Circle. And we were there for 4 years, watching outside of our beautiful storefront and serving our community through our programs. And after we came to the end of our 4-year lease, my landlord decided he was going to use the space for his own business. So he was not going to be renewing our lease. But once again, God had prepared our heart, because we were growing, that he was going to take us off the Circle for a little bit.
Yeah, and when did you start taking informals and doing the formal resale rental? What however it's structured?
Okay, so we are structured as a free dress program, And what that means is if you have a special occasion, girl, woman, baby, it doesn't matter. You can come in and you can find a dress for your special occasion, but you have to come in. You can't come in and shop for a daughter. We want the person coming in to have the experience, right? And so that we can love on her, we can encourage her, we can share our mission, we can remind her that true beauty comes from a relationship with Jesus. We can invite her into our other programs and our Bible studies and whatever events that we have going on. At that time, they'll fill out a paper just to help us keep our numbers to how many people that we've gotten to the program has reached. And we ask if we can pray over them during that time. But before that, if they would like to leave a donation, that is a blessing to us because we run off of donations. We're a 501c3 nonprofit, but it is not required for somebody to come take part in the dress program. That dress is collected as a free dress and it goes out as a free dress, so that they can have that experience, because we have a lot of families who can't afford a formal dress. So that program is run by teen volunteers who are here volunteering their time to serve in that way. It runs Thursdays and Fridays from 3 to 6 here at our new location, which is at the old Legacy Bikes place, and we've been here for over 9 months now. But we did not always collect dresses in the beginning. In the very beginning, it was more so hair and makeup and pageant encouragement and Bible studies. Our first main program was our discipleship program that we still do on Mondays after school from 3:30 until 5 for middle school and high school girls. That is our main focus of why we even have the dresses. The dresses people had been trying to get me to collect, they had been offering. I didn't have a place for them at that time, but that's when God started providing the place. And another reason we didn't collect is because we had Jenny Beth's dress, or formal dress business in town, and I never wanted to do anything to pull from local business. I wanted to support, but when she went out of business, then we ended up getting a lot of dress donations from the high school, and ultimately they had come from her. So now it wasn't a conflict of interest. We weren't pulling from anyone's business. We were actually taking dresses in and donating them out, and it just went right very naturally along with our cause.
When the girls come in with their mothers or their sisters or whoever, do they know what to expect? You have people who come in and are strangers to the kind of evangelism technique that you have here?
Mm-hmm. So what's interesting is we actually serve people all over the state of Florida. It is not uncommon now to have somebody come from 2 hours away with their daughters for a dress to Beauty Fit for a Queen. And we are as surprised as you are, because we think, sometimes here people locally don't know what we do, but because of our children being homeschooled in homeschool groups, they have these balls. The word has really spread, and I believe it spread through pageantry as well. And so we have people come from all over to be able to get a free formal dress. Sometimes when you have just people walking by who want to pop in and see what we do, we have signage out to kind of explain what we do. But obviously, if you just peek through the windows, you're going to assume it's a retail store because there are dresses everywhere. And so when people pop in, our first thing that we always say, our entire team stops what we're doing and we say, "Welcome to Beauty." And that makes them feel really warm and welcomed. But once they make it through the doors, we say, "Hi, like, how can we help you today? What is your special occasion that you're shopping for?" Because that qualifies them for the program, and that tells us a lot at the moment. And then we'll say, "Have you ever been here? Are you familiar with our program?" And at that time, that tells us, do they think it's a retail store and they're wanting to shop for a dress, or no, they've been here before, or somebody told them about us. And then at that very moment, we're able to share our message about why we really do what we do.
As you go through, I notice in the back you have some theater style mirrors. Do you then also say, hey, if you did this with your eyes, if you did this with your lips, if you did this kind of makeup, it would help you look more like a queen?
No,
No?
no, the hair and makeup area is for people who are needing a hair and makeup service, such as bridal or our pageant contestants. who need a service. They come, and when you book us for hair and makeup, that's really how Beauty Fit for Queen got started, by me being a makeup artist and surrendering that gift to the Lord and saying, how am I, like, I feel like you want me to do this. How do you want me to use this for you and not myself anymore? And so he can even use like lipstick, right? For us to be able to use that to glorify him and to create gospel centered conversations. So through the time that you have a young lady in your chair getting ready on their special day, it's just such a beautiful, intimate time to love on them and to encourage them, to pray over them and to serve them in a sense of kind of washing their feet. So it's never about pushing makeup on somebody or making them feel like they have to wear makeup. It's more of using it as just kind of as a demonstration to serve them, to love on them, to add sparkle to the beauty that God has already created. There is no message telling them that they have to wear makeup to be beautiful. Actually, that's exactly the mission, is the complete opposite.
You'll have to excuse some of my questions. You'll find it's hard to believe I hardly ever use makeup myself.
Well, you're a natural
So,
beauty.
yeah, well,
Very.
thank you.
Yes.
I noticed that there was an area off to the side where there's a set of couches and chairs. Is that where you hold your Bible studies in here?
You are very observant. I love that. I love that. Did you see the pink couch too?
I did.
I know. That pink couch is amazing. You know, we got that from our local Habitat.
I did not know that.
Yes. So I was so excited when I found the pink couch because I counted how many little people we could sit on that couch. And so, yes, that's exactly where we hold our Monday discipleship program. Our middle school and high schoolers fill that area, and then they'll sit on that cushy carpet right there. And that is where we have our sweet Bible study on Mondays. And then when you see the family table sitting out there, the dining room table, that's where our college girls meet on Sunday afternoons from 4 to 6.
So when you have the traffic that's going by, do you find people come in and they see the Bible study going on and kind of drift and go, what's going on here?
No, because the doors are locked and it says closed. I'm very protective. So we are here for the discipleship, and that's very protected. And that happens on Sundays and Mondays. And then the coaching and the mentoring happens on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. That is why we are only open 2 days a week, Thursdays and Fridays, for the dress program. So when we have Bible studies and camps going, that dress program is off limits, and the doors will say closed to the public. We do it that way because we're not really the dress program as much as we love it, because we meet so many people and we're able to serve so many people and to plant seeds of Jesus, the love of Jesus during that time, and pray over time. Our main mission is to disciple and to evangelize. And so we are raising up Christian leaders for our community. And so we're very protective of that.
So now during the summertime, you have more Bible studies because I guess school is out, right?
Well, so what happens during the summertime is the regular meeting each week is really hard for families, because some of the kids who come from middle school and high school are able to get themselves here. They walk themselves after school, or they drive themselves. So that's why it was so important to me in our new location to continue to be downtown Sebring near the schools. So that kind of gets interrupted when families during the summer have multiple kids going multiple directions, and then there's vacations and all kinds of things like that. So we have found that it's hard to be consistent with that after school program. So instead, we focus on summer camps that allow us to be able to serve now a younger group of young ladies who we are able to have summer camps for. We still run the dress program during the summer. We do our summer camps, and then that actually helps us share with them, hey, when you guys get in middle school and high school, did you know that you could come be a part of this program? They can also receive volunteer hours during that program as well.
So how long does a typical summer school class or summer school camp run for you?
Typically, our camps run for a week.
For a week?
From 10 to 2, a Monday through Friday, typically.
And you get, about 20 girls in there, give or take?
Now that we have this beautiful location, we're able to take closer to 15. We probably could reach about 20, but we like to keep our summer camps on the smaller side. That way we can really connect with each young lady.
Is there a cost for that? If, like, my granddaughter came up and I said, boy, I'd like to have her in for a week, Is there a charge associated with that?
There is a charge associated. Our camps this summer, the Monday through Friday from 10 to 2, we will provide them with a Bible study book, a t-shirt, feed them lunch each day, and there is a charge of $150 per student. And to be honest, also because we are a 501c3 nonprofit, um, this is a wonderful fundraising opportunity. If there were a sponsor who would like to come on and sponsor, it would greatly help us to be able to continue to support our programs because at this moment, we really rely on monthly donations and we do one fundraiser at the end of the year. It's our winter ball. But our focus, when we're focusing on fundraising, it takes the focus away from our main focus, which is providing our programs. And that's really our heart. But God has been so incredibly faithful through the people that He has brought on to be able to help us in those advertising efforts, but as well as just providing the manna that we need. We are planning to have a 10-year special event. I don't want to let out too many details, but if you guys will just be on the lookout, we are going to plan to have a really special event celebration, and that would be a good time that, if the Lord does lay it on your heart to jump on board and supporting this mission, because we definitely need the support of the community to continue for another 10, 20, 30 years.
Do you have a lot of social media platforms, like Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Discord?
We don't have Snapchat. We don't have any of this. We do have Facebook. We're most active on Facebook because I feel like I'm talking to the parents who are bringing the young ladies in. We also do have a following on Instagram, but I don't know. I learned on Facebook, so I'm used to Facebook. And then we try to post updates in our windows as well, so that people know what we're doing. I'm a little old school, so advertising and getting that information is challenging for me, but again, I have people around me supporting me and helping me in that. But the biggest thing is just to give me a call or a text because our phone number is out there for you to be able to get hold of.
Do you get a lot of people who discover you? Maybe you've talked about people who come from out of town. I mean, even out of state, they discover this and find out and begin to ask you what this is, and can they do a similar thing? Maybe if they're in Oshkosh or Seattle, Washington, someplace like that.
So I've had that question before. Like, have we ever considered, going into another area or, running it in a different location? And my answer is always, if that would be, if the Lord lays that on our heart, then we will do that. But at this time, our assignment is our community. So as of right now, this isn't about us, it's about Him. So if He says to go, we'll go. But as of right now, He's saying saturate your community, do the mission here.
Well, in 10 years, you've had a number of young ladies that have come through here, and they've helped. And I'll take a flyer here. I don't think all of them remained in Sebring. So, if they go to another place and they feel the call, they can say, we were with Brittany in Sebring with this. We could do something similar in some far-flung location. It seemed to me like it wasn't necessarily be a franchise, but certainly to take this idea and to take it the next step to someplace else. And you, of course, would be the quintessential expert on how to do those things.
Yeah. Well, we do have a beautiful young lady who was very active in beauty during the time that she was here in our community, and she has been away at college and now heading into the next chapter of her life. Actually, there's been a couple of those, and I do believe that they have taken pieces of Beauty Fit for a Queen, the mission with them, the loving on girls and serving them through the way of hair and makeup in their own way without having to, actually be umbrellaed. And so I encourage that because you don't have to be a nonprofit organization. That was just our specific assignment to be able to get set up. I truly believe that the Lord has gifted all of us with different gifts and talents, and go use them for Him.
And the age range on this, again, is from 12 to 18. Is that right? Am I close?
For the summer camps or for discipleship?
Or even the dress program, the young ladies that you reach out to?
Mm-hmm. So really, so the dress program encompasses women of all ages.
Okay.
From little girls, a little princess can come in and have a dress up time, and we'll ooh and ah with her, and she'll twirl around in the dress and be all excited. And through that, we're able to plant seeds about being, a true princess is a daughter of the king, somebody who, has Jesus, like has a relationship with Jesus. Able to plant seeds through that. As well as, maybe there's a more mature woman who has a special event or celebration. Maybe her grandchild's getting married and she needs a dress to wear. She can come in and get a dress. Where our Bible studies are concerned, currently they are focused on middle school, high school, and college age. Our summer camps typically are for our preteen age group. And then we're hoping to bring on some opportunities to really build our skills at evangelism, and that will be open to all.
Because it seems like to me that adolescent girls, teenage girls, this is the time they most need to get that kind of direction because they don't get it from the world. There's only a few places like this where they can come in and get this kind of direction in their lives.
I think we all need to be reminded of truth, women of all ages. And so it's a place that we can lock arms. Iron sharpens iron. We can be together and build community together and point each other to truth. And so it's funny because we think we're here ministering to them, and you should see what these young ladies have to offer to us. And so it's the way that the Lord built the body of Christ, and it's so beautiful to get to experience, and then to watch how He just continues to have His hand of favor, over His assignments and provide. Like, it's truly miraculous.
Now, Brittany, if people want to find you online, you have a regular internet webpage, and what is that?
It is Beauty Fit for a Queen. I'll spell it out. BeautyFitForAQueen.org.
Okay, and if you go to the Facebook page, it's just Beauty Fit for a Queen?
Yep, you'll see our logo, Beauty Fit for a Queen.
And you're right here. What's the address on Ridgewood Drive out here?
204 South Ridgewood Drive.
Oh, it'll be the only window with ball gowns in the front window and beautiful balloons. It's a wonderful thing. Brittany, you're doing a great work.
Glory to God.
I want to thank you so much for spending your time with us.
Glory to God. Thank you for your time, Barry.
It's Barry Foster, and we'll see you again.